5, 4. All right, coming at you from the podcast studio. Good morning, everybody. Hope you had a great week. I know I did. Very productive, very busy, kind of crazy, actually, but that's a good thing. Weather's good, not as cold as it has been. We're doing great. Welcome to About Your House every Saturday morning, 9 to 11 on Fox Sports Charlotte. Download the free app and stream us live anywhere on the planet. I want to plow right in today because we're doing a special show today. I call it special because we're going to kill two birds with one stone. You know, Put Tools in School's been in a lot of schools. As a matter of fact, to date, we've been in 37 different schools throughout the Charlotte-Mecklenburg, well, let's just say Charlotte metro area, surrounding counties with Charlotte-Mecklenburg schools. And we've been in, like I said, about 37 schools to date and more to come. But the problem we're facing or we're having, you know, we talk about the trades all the time. What's with the trades? You know, we've been in 3 middle schools this year, and unfortunately the middle schools students don't even know what the trades are. They have no clue about what the trades are. So what we're going to do today is, you know, if you teachers care to download this YouTube video today, this show, the first hour, we're going to do a program about what are the trades so you can introduce your students to it. My guest today, Landon Fowler. Good morning, Landon.
Good morning, Ray.
Landon's 18 years old. Landon, well, tell us about, where'd you go to school, Landon?
Well, I started out homeschooled. I've been homeschooled for pretty much all my life living in Wisconsin up until about 6th grade when we moved down here. I went to public school, and from then on, after COVID happened, went back to homeschool, but was in college during that.
Now, when you say you were in college, what do you mean by that? Can you explain a little bit? Because as students hear you, part of the reason you're here is the homeschool option, and I want to get it from your side of the fence, so to speak.
I got you. So up where I'm from, well, where I came from.
Wisconsin.
In Rowan County, a little bit from here. Rowan County, North Carolina. We have Rowan Cabarrus Community College. They do dual enrollment. So it's mostly homeschool kids, but they basically do college level classes.
You can sign up for college level curriculum classes.
Right. So I signed up for construction management. So I was taking construction management classes that subsidized my high school classes. So I was doing like codes and inspections instead of doing anything else.
I got you. How'd that work for you?
Great. As a couple days after I turned 18, I got my diploma.
Well, okay, you got a diploma, you got the piece of paper, right?
I did.
But let's be honest, and I don't care what your answers are, it doesn't matter, just let me know. Yep. How effective was that virtual classroom? Because I take it you were virtual on this learning process, this learning adventure.
It was a hybrid program, so...
A hybrid on top of everything.
So hybrid program means for most of the classes, it was 1 day a month, pretty much. But for others, like my BIM CAD course, it was once a week. But most of it was online, and man, I tell you that it just didn't work.
Just wasn't a good.
It just wasn't a good
system of learning.
It really wasn't.
Well, I want you to tell students, and hopefully this will get out to students as well as parents and families, you know, across the board for students, the awareness, the information we want to convey to them, you know. Okay, you're 18, you graduated.
That's right.
And you graduated from high school, got a diploma?
Not yet.
Not yet?
Not yet.
So you're not graduated from high school yet?
Not yet.
What do you got to do to get that? But you got a diploma from a college course or a college avenue.
Yep, I have my diploma for my high school diploma.
I got you. Whatever that means. When are you going to be fully high school educated?
I believe May.
In May?
May is when I graduate.
But now, okay, are you working?
Yes.
Are you employed? So you're employed. Where are you employed, Mr. Landon Fowler?
I am employed at Home Theory. It's a design build construction firm.
Now, how did you land there? Let's just tell them to be honest and lay it out for us.
Well, I'm blessed enough to have parents that own the business. So ever since it started as a handyman business, I've been with my dad, and it was just an easy avenue to get in, being the first employee.
So you're the first employee, but you're employed working for a full service design build somewhat.
Yep.
Remodeling firm.
That's right.
So the trades. Do you know what the trades are, Landon?
I do.
You do? What do you do predominantly for Home Theory? You're 18 years old, fresh out of I'm going to call you out of high school.
Yeah.
You're right there, and you're a little beyond it. But none of that really matters because we're talking about career pathways. There's tremendous opportunities in the trades and the career pathways associated with them. But most middle school kids have no clue what the trades are. And my thought was, if I'm sitting here talking to middle school kids, they don't know what the trades are, I bet they don't know what an apprenticeship is. Lo and behold, they don't. So I figured, what the heck, I'd have Mr. Landon Fowler here, 18-year-old young man, rookie in the business, but yet grew up with mother and father in the remodeling and construction business. So what a better way to convey and teach, inform, raise the awareness of the many pathways. What do you do for your mom and dad in the business?
Well, my official title is a construction day laborer. So pretty much all of the day-to-day labor operations, that's what I do.
Labor operations. You don't tell them what labor operations include? Give me some of your tasks.
Framing, drywall, painting, trim work. So pretty much carpentry, plumbing, pretty much everything.
You heard what he just said. Let's go over that again. You want to? Trades. What this young man does in the labor field, around labor, and what he does around the trades. You just said what? Carpentry?
Carpentry.
Trade. Carpentry. This tabletop, all the woodwork you see in this room, that's carpentry. Drywall work. You did say drywall, didn't you?
Yes.
Trade. All the walls you see in the room you're in right now, more than likely, are a drywall product. So there's another trade. What else did you say?
Plumbing.
Plumbing. There you go. Every house got bathrooms, kitchen sink, dishwasher, water heater, you name it. Plumbing. Plumbing. What a pathway. And you'll never meet a plumber without a lot of toys, because they love to buy toys because they can afford it. So that's plumbing. What else we got?
Basic electrical as well.
You say basic electrical.
Basic electrical.
Just a little bit the electrical aspect of it. There's another one. You said something else like painting. Painting. So we've got electrical, plumbing, drywall work, painting. Did I say plumbing twice?
No, I don't think so.
Plumbing, carpentry, concrete.
Oh, yeah.
Drywall, concrete, like sidewalks, like slabs, like foundations, concrete work, another trade, automotive repair, diesel mechanic, infrastructure work, all these avenues of trade. Now, let me ask you, Landon, you grew up homeschooled and in the public school system. What'd you learn in school around the trades?
My honest answer?
Yeah, I'd prefer
Nothing.
that.
In the public school system, nothing.
Nothing. Nothing made you raise your awareness or made you aware of the opportunities.
I didn't even know it was an avenue, to be honest with you. It wasn't said once in public school.
So you got your exposure, fortunately, by your family, a family business. Otherwise, would you have known about the trades?
Probably not.
Well, what do you have a particular trade that you like best?
Not really. I like to do all of this stuff, to be honest.
That's the answer I like to hear, because in reality, help me out here, Landon. When you learn one trade, you kind of touch on all the trades,
That's
don't
right.
you?
Yeah. I mean, when you're on a job site with, let's say you're doing framing work, right? You're on
Right.
a job site with a plumber, an electrician, drywall guys. Like you pick up on what they're doing.
You like what you do?
Oh, yeah.
At the end of the day, you feel like you've accomplished something, don't you?
Oh, that's the best part.
Now, you also work with contractors, subcontractors.
That's right, yes.
Do you not?
Yeah, we do.
Explain to them what a subcontractor is.
Subcontractor it's somebody who can do specialized work that your team isn't trained for yet. So, for example,
Or licensed to do, maybe.
license, exactly.
And we
Yeah.
got to consider licensing and certifications when it comes to electrical, plumbing, HVAC work, all the infrastructure of a structure itself, of a building.
That's right, yes.
So subcontractors are the electrical, the license side of it. But you still need to know basic electrical, don't you?
Yeah, you do.
How many times you've gotten shocked?
Twice.
You did count them, didn't
I
you?
learned, though, I tell you that.
But everybody gets shocked occasionally. And yes, electrical, you've got to know the safety. You got to know safety. Safety's first and foremost in construction. And on that note, have you learned anything on the safety side of it?
Yeah, I did. I've taken a whole class on it. in
OSHA
college.
10?
Yeah, OSHA 30.
OSHA 30.
Oh, yeah.
Now, OSHA, the Occupational Safety and Health Act, another part of construction, another part of the trades. It's all around safety. These things are things you need in school. They're not going to raise your awareness. They're not going to even talk about the trades because teachers haven't been trained of the occupational career pathways in the trades. So what we're doing here is providing a YouTube video to raise the awareness, and we can talk about favorites if you want to, but like Landon said, 18-year-old young man here just basically starting out in the career pathway of construction.
Yeah,
You like remodeling?
I do. I really do. But, I mean, I could see myself in commercial as well.
What are your goals? Do you have any?
I do. I can give you my pathway.
There you go.
What I really want is to move up in this company as, from my position, go to team lead, because I've taken a real liking to the management aspect of it.
Yeah, it's like a big puzzle.
It is. Yeah, managing subcontractors, just basically there for day-to-day operations.
If you're a student and watching this, you can look at, the building you're sitting in right now, It was constructed and built according to a certain methodology with using blueprints and all of the knowledge around building. And there's a career pathway in every building you see. And that's what you like most, is how to construct the puzzle.
Exactly.
A big Lego toy.
There you go.
That's basically what we're talking about in building.
It is.
And you don't know what you don't know, and hopefully this will give you information as a student growing up, looking at different career pathways. The one thing they do make you aware of, did they raise your awareness to the opportunities that lie in college?
In public school?
Yeah.
Nothing construction related. A lot of communication degrees, yes.
Communication degree, political science.
Exactly. Yep. Arts degrees, lots of those as well.
Yeah.
Every teacher that I've really talked to in public school, whenever I ask, like, where do you think I should be going? It's always an arts degree, a communications degree.
Remember, students out there, both male, female, doesn't matter. There's opportunities in the electrical field, plumbing field, carpentry. I didn't mention roofing. I did mention drywall. I did mention painting. But a lot of kids never picked up a paintbrush before. You ever picked up a paintbrush?
Oh, yeah.
You painted a room yet?
Yeah.
I bet you have. What haven't you done that you really want to do?
Welding.
There you go.
Welding.
Welding is another trade that you can make. We haven't even talked about the money, because in school, see, they make you feel like money's the most important thing in your life. Absolutely, very, very important part of life, no question. You've got to have financial abilities, a way to make an income, and the thing is, what guarantees you a job? What guarantees you a job is your ability, but most of all, your passion, your desire, your purpose, your interest in doing something with your mind, critical thinking, and that's what's missing in the school system today, unfortunately, is the connection between your imagination and critical thinking. You exercise that every day, though, don't you?
Oh, yeah. I have to do critical thinking every day, every hour.
Explain to me, what do you think critical thinking is?
I'd say taking a step outside the box and thinking about it in a deeper aspect. Thinking about what task you have at hand to keep yourself safe. Number one, safe. And number two, how can you complete the job to the best of your ability?
Awesome. Great answer. Critical thinking is essential. I was on a job with a guy, a couple days ago. Now, I'm picking on him because he's in the room tonight, or today, this morning. And I tested him. I left him. Now, he doesn't have the experience and the depth and the years of experience that I might have, but yet he's got a brain, 2 hands, and the ability to work and critical think. And I use this thinking method, thinking about what's next. Always thinking ahead. Can I reach it? Can I get to it? I cut a hole, but can I reach what I'm after? It takes critical thinking to figure it out because everything works a certain way. So critical thinking is a pathway to the solution no matter what you're doing. And without it, you're kind of lost. You're waiting to ask the question. And if you learn anything in school, you learn how not to ask questions because they tend to make you feel lesser than. Am I right or wrong?
I can contest to that, yeah.
Did you run into that much in school?
Not in college. In public
Well, you
school,
did
yeah.
in college because you were on a screen.
In public school, yeah.
Right. So remember, there are great opportunities for money, career stability, a future in the trades. And no matter what you get into, there's always things to do. Mm-hmm. In your job with your parents, home theory, we'll call it.
Yep.
Well, it's beyond home services and home theory, but they're going to merge here in the next year probably. And become one.
Yep.
And what you do every day for them. Do you have a truck?
I do, company truck, yes.
So you got a company truck. 18 years old, got a company truck. And there's another advantage to getting into the trades. It doesn't take you it takes you as much time as your motivation and your work ethic and your drive take you. Wouldn't you say that?
Yeah, I'd say that.
So to get ahead, you just got to love what you do, essentially, right?
Oh, yeah. You have to have a passion for it, for sure.
That's what we're trying to arouse in you students, is the passion, the desire, inspire you to move outside the box. What box am I talking about, Landon?
Corporate world.
Corporate world. They want you in college. They want you learning their way, their methods of going forward in this world.
Yeah.
Have you ever written a resume?
Yeah.
Why'd you do that? Just out of curiosity.
I did it, 1, for experience, and 2, if I ever wanted to change my career path, I'd have something.
Do you foresee changing your career path?
Changing my career path as in going into commercial.
Commercial. You're going to go in commercial just by virtue of just being exposed to it.
Yeah.
Because somewhere along the line, you're going to be in a situation where somebody's going to ask you, well, can we do this? And you're going to say, yeah, and you'll be sitting in the middle of a commercial building.
Yeah.
Happened to me several times, but I don't like the commercial world, personally. I love residential.
There's too many, my mom actually said this, there's too many people in the commercial aspect, too many investors, too many owners. It just makes it more difficult.
OP. Other people. Other people. And another thing, the most important thing you're going to do in the trades every day, what would that be, Landon? Now, I'm not trying to put you in a corner here, but it's a very, very important question. What's the most important we all do? we all do the same. We all have the same responsibility. What's the most important thing we do every day? And people don't know how to do it as well. And I tell you this because if you're a student watching this, you need to understand this. Very, very important. It's communication. Most important thing we do every day is communicate. Communicate thoroughly with information that relates to the subject we're dealing with. And a lot of people will avoid that by texting and emailing. Mm-hmm. And there's nothing like dialogue. Learn to speak. Learn to speak well. And if you haven't learned yet, learn to read. Read instructions. And that's another thing I'm all about. You believe in reading instructions?
Yeah, blueprints as well. I'd say that's a very important.
Have you learned blueprint reading yet?
I took blueprint reading.
Gotcha. So here you are at 18 years old. What advice would you give students from your vantage point about the trades?
From my vantage point, it's a great world to go into if you are somebody who doesn't want to just be a slave to the 9 to 5 every single day. There's so many different avenues you can take in construction. You could be, one thing I've really wanted to do is heavy equipment operation. So if you like RC cars or RC toys or stuff like that.
Or drones.
Drones, especially, that's another thing.
There's another career pathway.
There you go, drones. That's the thing in construction. It makes it easier to inspect rooftops, especially high-rise buildings. That's where the drone aspect comes in.
But you're interested in heavy equipment operation.
Yeah.
Well, let me tell you, I was fortunate as a young man. I started my construction career at 18 years old, right out of high school myself, and I was hired just like you, basically a laborer. Mm-hmm. I was a construction laborer. Shortly thereafter, I was moved up to the coordinator. Now, what was the coordinator? It was the guy I worked on a multifamily job site. Almost commercial, but not commercial in the fact it was residential type construction. Wood, 2x4s, and such. But I learned very quickly, I had we started from ground zero, in other words, a mud puddle, and we built an apartment project out of it. And fortunately, I was exposed and had the opportunity to get on backhoes, front-end loaders, JD 450, that's a John Deere 450 crawler loader, and that was the company-owned loader, so I got to play with it, and I got to learn how to use backhoes, forklifts, all the equipment that were on the jobs, and fortunately for me, I got to go up and ask, can I drive it? And they would say, of course you can, and they would teach me. So the opportunities in heavy equipment are enormous. And not only in operation, talking about the trades, here we go again, not only in operation of heavy equipment, but who's going to fix that stuff? Who's going to repair it when it breaks down? Talk about welding. Mm-hmm. Welding, you can make 6 figures welding, and all that heavy equipment requires welding and maintenance. There's so many opportunities in the trades. So if you're considering a pathway in construction, do your research. Look into the trades. And once again, it's vast. And the thing is, let's talk about money. Let's talk about money, okay? You can make money, good money. But starting out in the trades, you can make anywhere from, unfortunately, some companies don't want to pay. Another problem, you want to find a company that you believe in, that you can do research on, get ratings on, get some feedback on. You just don't want to work for any company, just like corporate America. So if you're looking to get into the trades, you want to find a company. One, you want to find the trade that really interests you, that really appeals to you and your interest and where you may want to go in life. Now, you may jump ship. For example, I've had a lot of students on the show. Well, one in particular worked for Blue Dot Concrete, worked on diesel trucks, was in an apprenticeship program. And an apprenticeship program, since we bring up that word, is a learning process within a company that will hire you. And you work every day, you work on site, or go out in the field, work with experienced craftsmen, journeymen, and every day they teach you, and you're getting paid in the process. Then you go into an apprenticeship program where you will take classes, but it's not out of your pocket. Any money that's, spent on your classes in your apprenticeship program is paid by the company. And you can go through an apprenticeship program. But don't misunderstand me when I say, you can go through an apprenticeship program. Landon here is not in an apprenticeship program, an approved, state-approved apprenticeship program. But he is learning every day by virtue of being on the job, working with his hands and his mind, and he's learning.
Yeah.
Right?
Right.
So essentially, you're an apprentice.
Essentially, yeah. That's it.
But don't be confused that you need to be an apprentice. No. You need to find a career pathway that you love to do and serve purpose. The money will follow. Wouldn't you agree?
Oh, absolutely.
If you love what you do, you will make money doing it if you use the right method in doing so. So the trades, once again, TRADES, I know, unfamiliar to a lot of students out there, but we're here today to talk about what the trades are. Electrical, plumbing. You're not going to go home tonight and turn on your computer, are you? Well, that takes electricity. And just think, if we didn't have the electrical infrastructure to count on, you wouldn't have internet. Yep, and without internet, you don't have money. And without money, I don't have to tell you the rest of the story, do I? But you can make great money, and I was reflecting on what you can make. Most companies want to start you out between $15 and $20 an hour. That shouldn't last long, because if you love what you do, you're going to get a raise shortly thereafter within 60 to 90 days. And typically that's what it takes. They want to know that you're willing to invest your time in learning about what you're doing. It doesn't take long to advance. I've known a lot of young men to start out on the bottom rung of the ladder within 60 to 90 days. They've already gotten maybe 1 or 2 different raises. It happens that quickly because you're in something you love to do, and you're going to progress. You're going to get better at it. Practice makes perfect, and you will learn. But once again, apprenticeships is a learning program, and some companies have approved apprenticeship programs such as electrical, plumbing, and I want to thank Precision Plumbing for supporting Put Tools in Schools with their tremendous support. We have our board meetings in their location, in their conference room. They support us. The chairman of the board of Put Tools in Schools is Mary Ann Konopnicki. She is the talent acquisition specialist for Precision Plumbing and does a great job. And plumbing is a great career pathway. We're going to interview a young lady, a plumbing company owner on the program here within the next couple of weeks, and we'll give you her experience and her side of the show according to the trades. They own a company, her and her husband own a company called Sustainable Plumbing here in the Carolinas. So tremendous opportunities, and it's a tremendous pathway for anybody looking for a career pathway that is AI-proof. If you get my drift. AI-proof meaning AI is not going to take your job. Nobody can replace hands-on, day-to-day involvement with construction. Would you agree with that?
Yeah.
Is there any robot going to be able to take your place?
Nah, I couldn't see it. I couldn't.
What's your dad do in the company?
Well, we just hired a new construction manager, so he is focusing on the scaling side of the business, the advertisements, the
Marketing,
exactly.
business development.
There you go.
Yep, which is a good term for business these days, business development. Where do you see yourself? Here you are, 18 years old, in the trades, in the construction side, remodeling predominantly, right? And speaking about remodeling, there's various aspects to construction you need to be aware of. One, you've got residential new construction, which is building homes, apartment buildings. In Charlotte, we know that well, don't we? Building apartment buildings, building structures from ground up. And then we have the remodeling side of the business, which is you go in and change an existing structure and improve it, change it, make it what the customer wants. And then you've got the home maintenance side of business, where you could get into maintenance. in that you're going to learn all the trades, electrical, plumbing, because in maintenance you'll learn aspects of all different trades, all of them, painting, and you'll learn tricks of the trade. But the great thing is you can go out in the morning and come back in the evening and make a nice paycheck, right?
Oh, yeah.
And that's not bad at all. And and if you love what you do, once again, find something you love to do. Did you have other pathways you looked at coming up?
Absolutely.
What'd you-
I looked at not in the trades. Growing up, I wanted to be an eye doctor.
Optometrist.
I wanted to do. What was the other thing? I wanted to do something in the medical field.
I was kind of interested in the medical field.
Yeah.
But when I found out about the medical field, I changed my mind.
Yep, exactly.
Not that it's a good one or a bad one, but it is what it is. And I'm not a big fan of Western medicine these days because of the corruption involved, but that's another story. But that's the medical field. Let's keep it pretty and clean and upbeat here. And the medical field is a good career pathway if you want to get involved with the bureaucracy of the medical field. Insurance and all the game playing that's their concern, which is not a bad career pathway. It's just not one that I want to go in because you're dealing with corporate America. And when I say that, what I'm doing here is making you aware when you deal with corporate America, you tend to become just a part of a big machine.
Oh, yeah.
What's your thoughts on that, Landon?
Yeah, you really do. You become part of the program.
Now, good, bad, you can make your own decision when it comes to where you want to work, what environment you want to work in. And yes, there are benefits to working for corporate America, and you can look in that and make your own decision. But we're here today to talk about what kind of career pathways exist in the trades. The trades, working with your hands and your mind, and we can't forget tools. Now, we're building a connector space up here in the North Charlotte part of town, up off Sunset Road and I-77, and we're building a learning space. I gave Landon here a quick tour before we got on the program here today. What are your thoughts of what we're doing here?
Dude, it's amazing. That's the first time I've ever seen a location like that. So, like, even a program that just teaches kids how to work with their hands. I've never seen it.
What's amazing is we've got adults out there, 50 years old and younger, that really never have been exposed in the public school system or the education system to tools. And unfortunately, there's a lot of men out there that aren't familiar with working with their hands and tools. And what's amazing to me is when you teach them, there's an old saying, you teach a kid to fish, you'll never get hungry. I can't remember what that old saying is, but it's the truth about the trades as well. If you learn to use your hands and your mind and tools, it's amazing what you can do. And for example, tools come in varying shapes, sizes, and all of the applications. And this toolbox here, what we call the toolbox, is like I said, a learning facility up here where we're going to have classes. We're not going to have a curriculum, but we're going to have classes around carpentry, electrical, plumbing, HVAC, heating and air conditioning, welding, drywall repair, painting, cooking, and believe it or not, some home skills such as washing clothes. Were you taught to wash clothes?
Yeah.
You were homeschooled.
Yeah.
You had to do it all, didn't you?
Pretty much, yeah. Yeah, my parents went out and worked, and I was the one at home taking care of it.
You got siblings as well.
I do. I have two of them.
What age are they?
My sister is 14, and my brother is 16.
What's your brother looking to do?
Cybersecurity.
Cybersecurity. Yeah, I remember that.
Yep.
Cybersecurity is another career pathway that's very popular coming up. And definitely needed, for sure. And I think your sister, if I recall, is going into baking?
Yes.
Is she still on that pathway?
Yep. She's actually making more steps towards that pathway, looking at studies in France.
Oh, really?
Yes.
So she's wanting to be a a real culinary artist
That's right.
and go to France. That's awesome.
And there's another job that AI probably won't take. It's more hands-on stuff. Baking like that, it's hands-on.
There's a trade, culinary arts, and if you're looking for culinary arts, there are some schools in Charlotte CMS system that offer classes in culinary arts. I'm not sure of all of them. I had a show on, you may want to go to the CMS Charlotte Mecklenburg School website and look that up. And very few trade courses are offered in the CMS public schools, but there are some culinary arts programs that you could get involved with, as well as other trades that are up and coming in schools. But our whole purpose for today's program around About Your House is to present these trade pathways, the career pathways in the construction. Otherwise, students would not know anything about them. And that's our mission with Put Tools in Schools. And the toolbox here, this week alone, we've talked to some educators and other nonprofits to get together and create a teamwork concept around the toolbox up here so we can get students involved and teach more students about the opportunities, the great opportunities and career pathways in the trades. So it's essential. Let me ask you this. Before you got into the field, did you work with tools much?
Yeah. I grew up in the countryside of Wisconsin, so I was around tools since 3 years old.
You're being raised in a basically a homeschool environment.
Yeah.
Would you say that benefited you over public school system?
Absolutely.
In what way?
In the way it made me think, I would say. Having to use the tools, I don't know why, it triggers something in your mind to just put more thought into it and just start caring.
Well, it raises your self-confidence.
Exactly.
And your self-esteem, and it enables you to get better at something, and you're seeing your own productivity,
yeah,
and which enriches you. But more than that, doesn't it empower you?
Oh yeah.
Doesn't it make you feel independent and give you more freedom because you're self-confident in accomplishing something?
Yeah, absolutely.
Kids, I can't stress enough what working with your hands and your mind can do for your life and your self-esteem, your motivation, your desire. It's so therapeutic that we can work with our hands and our mind and with tools and produce things, make things, create, and make a better world for everyone and create a better place for humanity. And you come home every night. You've done a great day, a great job all day. You've served. And that's another thing about working in the trades. You serving. You have purpose.
Yeah.
Do you feel purpose?
Oh yeah. Without, not to sound self-centered, but without people like me, I don't think the jobs just would not get done. Without having a person there doing the labor, it wouldn't get done.
What are you doing today?
Well, today I'm off, but yesterday
What got you off today? Being here?
That's right.
Well, good. I hope it's a good day.
Oh, it is.
But I was hoping I'd just be another task.
Nah. But yesterday we did a demo and took up tile flooring, but thinset was under it. Thinset is like a cement for your tiles.
Well, there's another trade. We forgot that one. Tile.
But it stuck to the floor, so you had to grind it up. Big old 8-inch grinder.
Man, that was a job, wasn't it?
Oh, yeah.
Did you get her done?
Oh, yeah. Record time.
Record time?
Record time.
Now, that's general labor right there, but it has to be done.
Mm-hmm.
Do you feel good about it?
Oh, yeah.
And you got to wear your protective stuff, too.
And PPE.
PPE. Protective gear. Got to have it. PPE.
That's right.
Personal protective equipment. You know what PPE means?
Yep.
That's part of construction, kids. Trades. You know, well, I've been talking to Landon Fowler here. He works with a company called Beyond Home Services and Home Theory. His mother's got Home Theory. His dad runs Beyond Home Services, which is a full-service remodeling company. And remodeling is a – would you like remodeling?
Yeah.
Have y'all built any new additions or new houses yet?
Not yet. It's on our 2026 plan, though.
Right. Hey, but you've never been involved with one out of the ground yet?
Mm-mm.
That's going to be a new part of information in a career pathway in itself.
Yeah.
I personally have been in construction 56 years in the trades. I've never run out of work. I've slowed down a great deal. I've gone through 6 economic downturns. Some call them recessions, and I've weathered the storm, and it's been a great career pathway. And there again, if I had to recommend a college course out of high school, you know, and you hear the word entrepreneurship, the great thing about the trades is if you want to be an entrepreneur, well, an entrepreneur, do you know what an entrepreneur is?
You want the technical definition?
I want you to tell me what your concept of an entrepreneur is, because I know you've used the term.
Yeah. Somebody who doesn't want to live in the box, who doesn't want to live the 9-to-5 life. Somebody who seeks out more opportunity. Somebody
Very
who
good.
wants to have their own business.
Thank you. It's about business opportunities, creating your own business, your own direction, and that's entrepreneurship. Well, if you're in the electrical field and you want to go get your contractor's license, you can open your own business. You can also have your contractor's license and be the licensee for another company that wants to go into the electrical field. So there's a lot of entrepreneurship opportunities in the trades. You know, painting, for example, a house painter, a roofing contractor, an electrical, plumbing contractor. I mean, carpentry, building contractor. And you can be a general contractor, build houses, build buildings, build structures, be a subcontractor. But the entrepreneurial spirit is definitely all around the trades. And I want to take this time to thank Landon for coming in today and being with me, because, like I said, if you don't know what the trades are, you can go to puttoolsinschools.org and just check out the website, check out the opportunities, go to the resource tab. There are companies that have apprenticeship opportunities. But now I'm going to, in closing about this segment of the show about the opportunities in the trades, I want you to be aware of how to get a job in the trades. Because in school, correct me if I'm wrong here, Landon, they teach you about resumes and sending your resume in and HR and all these things. You can walk in the front door of a contracting firm, ask to speak to somebody that you want a job. Who hires? Who could hire me? I want to learn about construction. Or an electrical firm. I want to be an electrician. I want to work with a company that can teach me the electrical business. Or plumbing. Just dress like you want a job, make an appointment, walk in the front door, be on time, shake somebody's hand like you mean it, learn, and if you don't know how, learn how. Look at somebody in the eyes and say, I want a job and I want to learn the electrical field, or I want to learn to be a plumber. Whatever it is, and you let them know that you have a passion and desire to learn that trade. More than likely, would you say they'd get a job?
Was that?
Would you think they'd get a job?
Almost all the time.
Every time that I have sent a young student to get a job that way, and they did the research and found the company that they were most interested in, they got a job. And that's the truth. So, and not only that, they kept the job. Some expanded. I mentioned earlier a guy went to work for Blue Dot Concrete fixing diesel trucks. Now he's working for a plumbing company. And he loves it.
Yeah.
So the opportunities are bountiful, folks, kids. But Landon, I appreciate you coming in today. We're going to take the opportunity to thank our sponsors now, because we couldn't do this show without our sponsors. And our sponsors be or R, Rhino Lift Foundation Solutions. If you got crawl space, water intrusion, foundation cracks, or you got problems with your house, Rhino Lift Foundation Solutions is the company of choice. Give them a call. They're a great company. They're not out to sell you anything. They're out to educate you and let you make the decision on the best methods which they suggest to fix your problem. That's rhinoliftfoundations.com. Queen City Home Store. My goodness, Queen City Home Store. Been in Charlotte since 1952. Great products, great price guaranteed. Lowest price guaranteed. Installation, no matter what it is you want, in Queen City Home Store's arsenal of products for your home, be it furniture, be it appliances, or home entertainment, whatever the case may be, queencityonline.com. You can shop right there. Don't need to go further, but if you want further information, call corporate, 704-391-6000. ABS Insulating. ABS Insulating. Not only can they give you great insulation products to make your home more comfortable, less money to heat and cool, as well as they've got a gutter division that can come out and take care of your gutter issues, because water's your biggest problem. Water's your biggest enemy. So that's absinsulating.com. Kilo Exterminating. It's been in Charlotte since 1952. Full-service exterminator. And you can even have your own tech. That's right. Give them a call. Or just go online, kilo.biz. That's kilo.biz. And we can't forget Owens Chimney Systems. Tis the season to fix your chimney. If you got chimney or hearth problems, gas fire log issues, want to put a ventless fireplace in your house, give them a call. That's owenschimneysystems.com. And then we can't forget the flooring aspect of the place. Floor Coverings International of Southeast Charlotte. Google them. They bring the showroom to you. You want new flooring? You don't know what you want? You're not sure? Give them a call. Hardwood's by far the most popular flooring in the Charlotte metro area, but they've got you covered no matter what you may want. They'll bring the showroom to you. That's floorcoveringsinternational.com. Excuse me, I was wrong on that. It's Floor Coverings International of Southeast Charlotte. Give them a call and see what they can do for you. Like I said, no matter where you're at, be it Mount Holly, Belmont, Cramerton, Kings Mountain, I don't care. They'll bring the showroom to you. They got vans buzzing all over this place. That's Floor Coverings International of Southeast Charlotte. Talking to Landon Fowler today about the trades, opportunities, career pathways in the trades. And let me speak to one of my techs over there. What was sitting on time there, Mr. Kevin Muir?
12 minutes, 15 seconds.
You got it. All right. All right, you're listening to About Your House every Saturday, 9 to 11 on Fox Sports Charlotte. Download the free app, stream us live. We're coming at you from the podcast studio over at the Toolbox. Toolbox, a learning facility, a connector space, connecting tools, students to trades and career pathways they otherwise won't know about. Landon, I want to, next hour, we're going to talk about what you've done in the construction industry and where you think you're going as far as hands-on.
All right.
Because I want to know, well, not only why did your interest spike in this side of life? In other words, you had a total open slate. You could have done anything you wanted to do. Mm-hmm. Now, how did college come up? Was that because of COVID?
No, actually, it's I didn't know it was an
option. Maybe
I didn't even know it was an option until my mom told me about it, saying that I could substitute my high school classes for college classes, doing something that I know I wanted to do in life over doing English one. Like it was the obvious path for me. Now, why did I choose it over everything else? Because I didn't want to live in the corporate box, the 9-to-5 box.
Well, what steered you away from the 9-to-5 box? That just seems to be the way things go. Is it the fact maybe you were homeschooled and you saw the bigger picture?
That, and seeing how job security is right now,
Right.
it's hard to not only find a job, but to hold one.
Right.
It's being in construction, you pretty much have a guaranteed job at any point in your life.
You heard what the young man just said. You've got a job. It's job security. Once you learn the avenues you have in construction and around the construction industry, you have a career pathway for the rest of your life. But you've got to remember this. You've got to take care of your health. You've got to put safety at the upper priority, because health is wealth.
Yeah.
Health is wealth. Now, you're 18 years old, young and healthy and full of vim and vigor.
Yeah.
But as you get older, you must take care of the body. Here I am at the ripe old age of old, okay? Whatever that means. That's what they say anyway, but I'm 74 going on 40. But there again, I've been very fortunate in the fact I've kept my health. So it's very important that you take care of your health and be aware of all safety.
Yeah, I agree.
Wouldn't you say?
I agree with that, yeah.
Yep.
Putting safety above everything else will guarantee that you can keep your job in construction. Being healthy, the only thing that will displace you from a job hands-on in the trades is if you become injured.
Get hurt.
Exactly.
And through the years, I've broken an elbow and broken a few. That's the only bone I've broken an elbow. You know, I broke my elbow.
I did not know.
I was playing basketball in the warehouse and just kept on going out the bay door and hit the 4-foot concrete down below. That's how I broke my elbow. But got up and finished playing the ball game, and the next day I was in a lot of pain, and I realized that I had a big problem, you know. And
Were you in your 20s then?
I was in my 30s. And the next day, in a sling, I was installing crown mold. Do you know how to cope?
Yeah.
You do?
Oh, yeah. Do it all the time.
Now, coping is a carpentry skill. Coping is in trim work, better finished trim work, wouldn't you say?
Yeah. We've tried to make our quality a little bit more, so all of our base, all of our shoe, and all of our crown is all coped.
Now, when did you learn about that? Because you're 18.
Yeah.
Very few carpenters today are trained or taught how to do proper coping methods.
Yeah.
Are you aware of that?
Oh, yeah.
And they'll go in there and miter all the corners, which is a no-no. But you've learned coping is the way to do it, right?
It is, yeah. Requires less after work.
Well, it's just a tighter fit.
It is.
You cut it a little long, cope it right, and then you just pop it in, don't you?
That's right.
See, 18 years old and you already know that carpentry skill. Now, one more thing. Do you know the difference in product?
Yeah.
MDF.
MDF and real wood. Yeah.
Do you like real wood or MDF?
Real wood.
I can't stand MDF.
Just falls
We
apart.
talked about that last week, I think, on the show here. MDF being a composite wood product. You know, and water gets to it, swells up like a man, like none of your business. I mean, it's crazy. But coping. So carpentry, it seems like to me you gravitate to a finer carpentry skill.
Yeah, I'd say. I've been told a lot that if I had to go anywhere, it would be carpentry.
So you like fine woodwork.
I do, yeah.
Your dad good at woodwork?
Not to toot my own horn, but yeah, I'd say.
Well,
I'm
that's
pretty good.
okay. Cool. That's great. Well, the craftsmanship and the ability to use your hands and your tools are exemplified in your ability to create, to build, and solve problems. Like tomorrow, I've got to go out and install an oven in a larger hole than what it is required, and we've got to trim it in. We've got to box it in with more trim. Well, they couldn't do that at Queen City because they're not set up to do carpentry work. Therefore, that's job guarantee. That's job security. They call me and ask me if I can do it, and I say, sure, we can do it. So me and help, because, see, that's a job, and that's another thing about construction. There are jobs you need help on. Do you have a helper some days?
Yeah. Every day, actually.
Every
There's
day?
always two of us.
So your helper, how old? If you don't mind me asking.
Well, he's in his 30s.
Okay.
So yeah.
He a craftsman. I mean, with some experience.
He's mostly done carpentry work, so that's where I learned it all from.
He teaches.
He does.
And that's another great aspect to the trades. You can find people that can teach you, your mentors, and that's something you want to look for, the teachers around.
Yeah.
You know, and we're looking for instructors with Put Tools in Schools as well, because we're going to have instructors to run this here toolbox around kids. We start work days too. That's something else I want to do on closing out this hour. We're going to develop work days starting March 17th, I believe, and it's going to be work days from 8 till 1 o'clock, and we'll serve lunch. And those work days, if you want to volunteer for one of the work days, and they will be posted on the About Your House Radio, puttoolsinschools.org website on the events calendar. They will be posted by the end of this week, a full update on not only the work days in the toolbox, but also the podcast schedule, who's going to be on it, what you could expect for topics on the podcast. A lot of people have told me they would much rather talk about houses and information surrounding the houses and upkeep and various things than they would me focusing on Put Tools in Schools. But I have to do this in order to give more information around career pathways and opportunities, because we've got a tremendous labor problem, tech problem, knowledge problem. I mean, I go out every week, week in, week out, to jobs. Well, for example, yesterday, I got a call from a potential customer wanting to know if I have the time and the ability to put a range hood up, take a microwave down, put a range hood back up in its place. Well, as always, I ask for model numbers, and the model numbers come to me, and I look them up. And he bought a vent hood that is not applicable to his application. It vents out the rear of the hood just like the microwave does. So therefore, he has to ship it back and get the right product that will fit his application. These are the type things that you only learn through experience. Now, he would have called somebody, most of the time somebody would go out there without reading the model, the specifications on that particular model number. They would go out there all the way to Concord, I might add, and then find out they don't have the right vent hood, and so therefore it's a wasted trip.
Yeah.
You've got to learn details, and thinking is required. Critical thinking. If it wasn't for critical thinking, I don't know what I'd do. And also, you can use technology to benefit you in all respects. That's technology. How? That phone and the pictures. Pictures are worth, they're worth beyond 1,000 words, I'm going to tell you. That yesterday, for example, told him to take pictures of the outside of the vent hood and various things. And he did, and sent them to me. And through those pictures, it gave me all the information I needed to clarify if, in fact, he could install that vent hood, which he couldn't. So now he's got to send it back, buy a new one. Now, like I said, experience, knowledge, some people call it wisdom, I don't know. But at any rate, that's the way it is. You need to do your research, do your due diligence, and now I've got to find him a vent hood that will work in his application. Well, we got an hour. We're gonna close out this first hour you're listening to on Fox Sports Charlotte. We got a minute left, so I want you to go grab you another cup of coffee. Hour number 2 is coming up. Landon Fowler is in studio with me. We're going to talk about, what are fun things to do around your house, things you need to know. And if you own a house or live in an apartment, I don't care where you live, what you do, there are certain basic things you need to learn. We're going to clarify them with our buddy Landon Fowler here. So come back. This is About Your House, Fox Sports Charlotte, 9 to 11 every Saturday morning. Download the free app, stream it live. YouTube Live, Facebook Live, YouTube channels on About Your House and Put Tools in Schools, as well as Facebook Live. Every Tuesday, we tape the show at noon. Tune in every Saturday as we stream live. Go make it a great next hour. We're going to. Come on back. We'll be here. That's About Your House. We'll see you soon.